U.S. visitors really matter. They're part of the equation. And the fact that now we're going to finally remove these final restrictions, it's great news to us.
It's a city that lives on tourism, and on October 1st, Niagara Falls will be wide open to travelers again as COVID vaccine border entry requirements drop. In a city where 40,000 people depend on tourism to pay the bills, COVID restrictions bit hard.
When tourism was turned off for 2 years, it was devastating. So this third year, where we still had border restrictions, it just kind of added fuel to the fire, because American visitation accounts for approximately 50% of our revenue.
I think life will be a little bit easier. I think we're all feeling a little bit better about COVID right now, and other countries have eased up. So it's probably about time for Canada to do that as well.
Federal ministers Monday morning confirmed what had been reported last week. As of Saturday, nobody will need to show vaccination status to come into Canada. In addition, masks won't be required on planes or trains anymore. Despite these changes, the federal government asserts the pandemic isn't over and reminds people it can reintroduce measures if needed.
I think anyone who thinks that the pandemic is over should visit our hospitals right now, where we still see the impact of people struggling with COVID-19.
If anyone has doubts as to whether COVID-19 still exists, I would invite that person to visit a hospital anywhere in Canada. We have between 4,000 and 5,000 people hospitalized every day with COVID-19. That puts a very heavy burden on our hospital system. It's close to 10% of hospital capacity, which is currently used for looking after people with COVID-19.
People coming to Canada will no longer be required to use ArriveCan to prove vaccination status, but the app will be kept as an optional way to submit customs documents.
I'm okay with it's going away too, but if it has to cause problem, we have to show more physical documents, go this, go there to show those documents, then I believe app should have been there because it was easy. But if they're taking all those restrictions away, then sure, remove it.
But Niagara Falls Mayor Jim Diodati says reopening Nexus centers for fast-tracking low-risk travelers is a better bet.
There's a massive backlog for both Nexus passes, for passports, and it's made it very difficult for Canadians to travel anywhere. So that's where I'd suggest they put the reference. I'm happy that it's voluntary for those that feel that they want to use it. That's great. But I can tell you there'll be much bigger lines for passports and for Nexus.
In Ottawa, Xiaoli Li, City News.